Your usefulness to our cause is the only logical course of action. You are a burden to the Alpha Quadrant. You have lived up your usefulness.
Oh, goodness. Heavens and Murgatroyd. What's up, everybody? It's your man, ImRealDvs. It's another Devious Tuesday. The reason I'm laughing is because I've been trying for the past 10 minutes, and if you are just catching this, and I'm going to try and tag some people in a moment. But if you are just catching this, it is because I have been trying to get on here for like the last 10 minutes. And I don't know what it is. When I start to tag people is when it will not allow me to go on. Hey, Giovanni Rhythm, what's going on, baby? It wouldn't allow me to come on. And then all of a sudden, when I decided to put no description, when I decided to tag no one, all of a sudden then it pops up. So would you please share the video, because I wasn't allowed for some reason. Oh, here we go. Let's do it this way. So just please bear with me a moment as I invite some of my friends to the show, which I think is only right because Facebook would not let me do it any other way. I tried to do it the other way, the legal way, and that's not what happened. But again, what's up, everybody? To those of you who are just joining us, I'm ImRealDvs. This is the show called ImRealDvs, and we are here. Now, because I wasn't allowed to put a title up today, I'll just have to tell it to you, and I'll go back and fill it in for everybody who will be watching this on YouTube later. Hey, what's up, Deborah? What's up, Lisa? Rashida? I'm sorry, Rashida. How are you, babe? I hope everything is going well. Please share the video. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's the same thing, ImRealDvs on YouTube. You can search it and just click the subscribe button. You'd be doing me a huge favor so I can bring you guys more content. But let's get into this because this is what I wanted to talk about. Now, hey, what's going on, people? Share the video, like, comment, share. You can go to YouTube and subscribe, and I'll greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Now, originally what I was going to talk about tonight was arbitrary constructs, because in many of the videos that I do, I mention arbitrary constructs. A lot of us are beholden to arbitrary constructs. It's a really, really weird thing. But as opposed to doing arbitrary constructs and breaking down what they are, I decided to work from a different angle, and we are going to talk about meaning. And could somebody please, I'm going to put her name in the comments because I got this, and I was really trying to, tag all my Aries friends because it's Aries season, and I wanted to say happy birthday to all of the Aries. I wanted to say happy birthday again to Aziza, Willie, my cousin Troy. Happy birthday to Janine. Happy birthday to Shumaka. Happy birthday. Who am I missing? I know I'm missing like thousands of people because it's everybody. Well, if you're an Aries and it's your birthday, I want to see hearts go up in the corner. So if you see this and it's your, no, I need a lot of them. So if it's your birthday month, I need to see hearts in the corner. Let that rip real quick. But a friend of mine on Facebook, Paula Slade, shout out to Paula Slade. Thank you, Shanae. How are you, dear heart? I'm well. A friend of mine, Paula Slade, if you happen to know her, really dope woman. Happy belated birthday to her. She's celebrating her birthday this month too. I saw this meme, and when I first saw it, I didn't see it on her page first. I saw it somewhere else, but then she posted it. And when I read it again, I was like, oh, this is really, really dope. So I'm going to read it to you guys. I'm going to share it to you. And then, well, we'll get to this one, and then we'll get to the next one. As well, okay, this is what I was doing. I was meme mining. That's what I do. Excuse me. Smoker stuff. But I was meme mining for all you people who follow the groups that I moderate or whatever. I was meme mining, and I came across this meme. And if I see a dope meme on your page, I'm going through your page. Please know that. So you liable to see it pop up any and everywhere. Because if I see a dope meme, if it has meaning, I'm not just talking about a funny or anything like that type of meme. I know I keep touching my face, excuse me. And as soon as I finish this video, you can trust that I will be in the back. Not that I'm going to give it too much. Anyway. So I was meme mining on Paul. Oh, you see how quickly we can diverge into a black hole? Like real quick. It don't take much. Meme mining Paula Slade's page. And I don't know. So if anybody knows who wrote this, I would really like to know who it was, because I don't want to take credit away from anyone. The meme says, picture this. It's late 2020, the year 2020. Our houses are clean and organized. We're more connected in our relationships than ever before because all we've been able to do is communicate. We've been forced to focus on self-care. And so we're thriving. We come out of our houses, the world reopens, and we are kinder, more loving, more grateful, more understanding, and more appreciative of the beauty of life and human connection than ever before. And together we rebuild the world intentionally and sustainably. Now that was dope. That was dope. That was dope. That was dope. I was like, yo, I read that. And then, I happened to scroll. Me and my meme mind self. And then I saw this one. And yeah, I copied them. I didn't print them out. I just was like old school, because there's something about connecting, like when you're writing the written word, there's a connection that happens. And for me, it helps me to internalize what I'm writing. And I really, really wanted to remember this. I really wanted to feel it as I was reading it. So I decided to write it out. And it says, this is by Sonia Renee Taylor. Whoever that is, shout out to you, because this is so dope. We will not go back to normal. Normal never was. Our pre-corona existence was not normal, other than we normalized greed, inequity, exhaustion, depletion, extraction, disconnection, confusion, rage, hoarding, hate, and lack. We should not long to return, my friends. We are being given the opportunity to stitch a new garment, one that fits all of humanity and nature. Now, what does that have to do with what we're talking about here today? Meaning, because like I said in the beginning, what I was going to talk about today was arbitrary constructs. Because we ascribe a lot of the things that we have in our life. Hey, Dawn Watson. Hey, Mary. Hey, Assalamu alaikum, Raheem. Eddie Perkinson. What's going on, people? Wendy L. Happy belated birthday. What's going on? Everybody who just came in, peace to everybody. Please share the video. And if you have not done so, you can subscribe to the YouTube page. ImRealDvs on YouTube. But back to this. Meaning. We're talking about meaning. Okay? Arbitrary constructs. This is something that hey, Penny. This is something that I talk about often, because a lot of the things that we hold near and dear have really no meaning except what we ascribe to them. Money has no value in and of itself. Even our jewelry, the stones and things, those are things that we ascribe value to. The relationships that we have, we ascribe the value to them. The clothes we have, Gucci can be no better than what you buy in Kmart. It's the value that we ascribe. I mean, the quality may be better a little bit, but you could probably get something from a much cheaper store that's just as good quality. It doesn't have to cost as much. It's the value that we ascribe to it. And we do this throughout society on so many different levels. Like there's a black hole that you can fall into and be in it for years. We do it with gender. We ascribe meaning to gender as opposed to sex. We talk about gender often, but we mean sex. what sex are you as opposed to what's your gender. It's just a different thing. Gender is multifaceted. It's not just two. It's a whole different situation. So, hey, Deborah Reynolds. So, all of these things that we ascribe all of this meaning to, we ascribe all this meaning to all of these things. And this is the perfect time because a lot of us sit and I know so many of you, because it's I don't know if it's a design or it's just everybody's, just like this, what I just read, everybody hoarding, the greed, the inequity, the depletion, all of that comes in when you talk about news programs who inundate you with information. We are inundated with information about this virus. We are inundated with the numbers. Some of us have become so glued in our isolation, our social separation and social distancing and all the rest of that. We become so trying to find out and stay abreast and stay on top of everything that's going on. We don't realize that all we do is sit all day and ingest information about this situation. I'm not going to say that that's bad, but you have to watch what you eat. On any level, spiritual level, on a mental level, you have to watch the garbage that you take in from the radio, the TV, from the internet, from your tablet, from your phone, from your laptop, from your desktop, from everything that you have, all these electronic things, even what I'm saying. I always tell people, question what I'm saying. If you don't like what I'm saying, please let me know in the comments. Please, if you disagree with something it is that I'm saying, we can get right to it. We can talk it out because that's what this whole thing is about. So this is the perfect time is what they're talking about here. As opposed to sitting up in the house and watching news, CNN, Fox, ABC, CBS, all these news stations that are just going to end it. And then you go to Facebook and then there are more. And then you go to Mayor Baraka's page and he's giving you the updates. And then you go to Mayor Tony Voss's page and he's giving you updates. And you're being so updated, you're being inundated. When there was a much more worthwhile pursuit, a lot of you are at home with your children. And some of you are taking advantage of this and it's really, really cool. But the other thing is just like Iyala's video where she says she is, disturbed about hearing about how domestic violence has gone up since people have been forced to, self-quarantine. That's because y'all haven't met the people y'all live with in a long time. Oh, if you ever met them. A lot of y'all are living with strangers. There's a stranger in your house. And some of you will find it out it could be you. Because there was a whole bunch of things that was probably happening. I'm not saying like cheating or anything. I'm just saying like your kids have a certain behavior when you are not around. Your significant other, anybody has a different behavior. Your behavior changes and now you have to experience people more authentically because you're around each other so much. So like this says, now is the perfect time to communicate. Now, I don't mean talk at somebody. That's not what I'm saying. Now is the time to learn how to communicate. Because a lot of us don't know how to communicate well. What's up, Curtis? And my condolences, Brother Curtis, on the passing of your mom. I saw that it was, but now is a great time to learn how to communicate. And this is what because a lot of us think that, hey, yeah, communication, yeah, because a lot of us think that we know how to talk. Oh, I know how to say what's on my mind. But do you know how to listen to what's on somebody else's mind about you? Do you know how to listen to it without jumping straight into your feelings and being upset just because you've evoked the feeling in somebody and they're expressing it? Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to sit and listen to the whole conversation from somebody else and not interrupt them or not try to project what it is they are thinking ahead of time? You're not trying to figure out the conversation ahead of time so that you can figure out what you're going to say? Are you practicing active listening is what they call it. Where you're not just listening to respond. you're listening to actually understand what it is the person is saying. It's the perfect time, even with your kids. The kids are trying to, I'll say, kids, 1 minute they looking at you and they just want to show you everything that it is they're doing. This is what I think, and a lot of people don't understand this. Kids, when you get kids and there's consistency, that's a thing that a lot of people have trouble with, is consistency. Not consistency with going to work, not consistency necessarily with paying bills or buying food or gas or anything like that. Consistency with your behavior with your children is a different thing. Because many of us, our behavior, we rely on our feelings to dictate our actions. And that's backwards. You should be doing it the other way around. You should be acting, you should be looking at your feelings and going, you know what? Yeah, I feel this bad, so I'm not going to do nothing right now. I'm going to sit still. Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad. Please tell your beautiful grandmother happy birthday for me. From ImRealDvs. She is gorgeous. I was looking at the pictures that she put up today, and I love to see a black man love a black monarch in his family. I love that. That's so dope. But yes, we have to. Yeah, Marie says listen so you can respond effectively. Yeah, but you got to listen to it first, not just to respond. Like I had a conversation. I was having a conversation with someone, and hey, Vicky, Kathy, Donna, what's going on, everybody? Michael LaRocho, what's going on? Yes, sir. Share the video. I was having a conversation with someone, someone whose child was going through some trouble, and the parent. I'm on the phone with the parent, and the parent is going, "Yeah, well, I told them not to do this in the hospital." Now, the child is not a child. This is an adult person, but adults have parents. So I'm talking to this young adult, 20-something adult. I'm talking to this person's parent, and the parent is telling me, yeah, I told my kid not to let them give you this and not to let them do this. Now, this child is in crisis. So I said to the parent, I said, maybe you need to let some people with a degree in education and knowledge in the field of medicine give your child advice on this. Because you have been in your kid's life, all your kid's life, and your kid still ended up in crisis. So I'm not saying that you're a bad parent. That's not what I'm saying. But there is something that you missed. There is something that you missed. So I really don't want to hear what you said to this adult person about taking care of their medical business just because you're the parent. That doesn't make you an authority on what needs to happen with the person. Again, this is a 20-something, which means you've been mothered all this time. Most of it, I would say, for the last, let's say, even if they were 29, 10 years before that. So you had a third of the child's life and 2/3 of the child's life. The child still ended up in crisis. Now, these are Christian people, so in y'all book, it say, if you raise a child up in the way that it should go, it will never depart from it. See, this is the thing that I have with parents sometimes, because you can tell how much a parent trusts themselves sometimes by, I'm saying it backwards. I apologize. If you trust your parenting, you can trust your kid. If you trust your parenting, you can trust your kid. And because that, and if you've got a whole bunch of parents in here, I would like to see somebody say something different. Say something different. I would like to see somebody say something different. If you trust your parenting, then you trust your kid. And what I see is a lot of people, a lot of times, who are still trying to fix, manage, and control grown kids' lives in some shape, form, or fashion. And to me, that tells me that you don't trust your parenting. And if that's the case, you really need to learn how to have a conversation. You need to learn how to communicate with this grown person and find out where these gaps are now, especially if they are still in your home, or you live together, or there's some situation where you guys are in close contact often. You need to find out where those gaps are. Because see, this is something that I also talked about, and this goes back to something that we have talked about many great point. As a therapist to kids, we say it's always the parents. I'm going to say everything has a beginning. We're basically saying the same thing. I'm just probably being euphemistic and silly, but I'm really like, I hate to say that point because I've had so many parents say, we get blamed for everything. Well, you're the one who decided to have this situation. And everything is not the parents' fault. However, I would really like to see more parents taking introspective with their kids. And yeah, my face just got real serious because most of y'all haven't done that. Most of y'all, well, there's some of you who have. There are some of you who have been really brave and done just that. And I applaud you. Because it takes that sometimes for your kid to get over whatever hurdle it is that you be sitting there wondering, well, why don't my kid get past this hurdle? Why can't my kid get past this point? And your kid is 30 and 40 years old. Why can't my kid? Have you sat down with your kid and asked your kid where the holes are? What they felt like they were missing? What it is you fucked up on? What it is you didn't want to know? All the secrets you thought you kept that the kids actually saw, but you thought that they didn't see because you thought that you was that great and that grand, that you was getting away with it. And now all of a sudden, you don't think that your kids are that slick, but they, so you try to be that. Get the fuck out of here. Get the whole fuck out of here. So, I'm going to lighten my mood. Hey, Raheem. Hey, Sajada. What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Small percentage of bad parents whose kids end up in crisis. Kathy Fellows, my sister, couldn't have said it better. There is a percentage, but it's a smaller percentage, yeah. So we're not saying that it doesn't happen. Bad shit happens to good people all the time. It does. And they have to end up in therapy behind it. And they go through issues behind it. Not saying that it doesn't happen. What I'm saying that you've looked at your kid's life the whole time. You know that there was something. And now that we are self-quarantined, take the time. It's worth it. There is a cousin of mine, and if you look back in any of my videos, I probably told a part of this story at some point. But there's a cousin of mine who passed away some time ago. This cousin, she and I were like thick as thieves. We ran together, did all sorts of dirt, all sorts of madness, stuff we should not have been doing. And hey, Nunu, hey, Tisha, sound like a new. I used to, I probably said it a million times, but every time I say this, like on a platform like this, it's new each time to me. So I used to get high, right? Like, I won't get into that. But, so me and this cousin used to do drugs together. And this is, again, I'm talking from my experience, my opinion. This is not proven or none of that hot shit. But what I know is that every time we were together, she and I, like, she just had this thing about talking to her mother. Like, it was always her mother. Like, every time we were, you get high with somebody and they start talking about the same shit all the time. You'd be like, you fucking up my high? Because you like, look, Your mother's 15 feet in that direction. Could you please go and talk to her? And this was like a conversation all the time, because when you're getting high all the time. So this was a conversation all the time, to the point it was like, would you please? And it was like, well, I did. Okay, what happened? Nothing. What do you mean nothing? Well, I tried to say what I needed to say and she just wouldn't respond. And I did not understand what she was saying until I had to confront one of my parents. Fuck it, my father. And about, you know, growing up and some of the things that I witnessed and experienced and stuff like that. And I, you know, it was the most unsatisfying experience listening to him agree with me about all of the things that I said to him that were horrible. And he's just going, yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. Well, maybe I shouldn't have done. What? It was like throwing darts in Jell-O. It was horrible. There were no satisfying hits. There was nothing where, you know, you felt the power of what, you know, your throw. There was none of it. It was like, you know how you ever had mediocre sex and you get up in the middle and you're just like, you know what? It's not, I'll finish. I'll go home. It was that. It was that type of feeling, like just no type of satisfaction in this interaction whatsoever at all. It was, you know what, I in a way, maybe, and this is weird, but maybe I felt better with the anger. It was almost like I should have just stayed angry. Like coming to you and talking to you was such an unsatisfying experience because you lack the perspective, you lack the experience, you lack the vocabulary, you lack the education. Like there was so much lack on his part. And there, on my part, there was lack of understanding. There was lack of information. Like there was so much lack in this whole situation that there was no fulfilling ways to have these conversations. And because he and I had never cultivated that type of experience with each other of having those types of conversations. So he didn't know from what perspective I came from saying what I was saying. And I couldn't understand his perspective and reaction because I had no context of his life. One day, to give you context as to what I'm saying when I say context of his life, one day a cousin of mine called me. I said, it was his birthday. I said, what are you doing for your birthday? My cousin says, oh, you know, I'm going to go pick up my kid. He has 3 children. He's a great dad. I'm very, very proud of him. I'm proud of all my cousins. My cousins are dope, just like my friends. And a lot of my cousins are my friends. Keep that. But so I said to him, I said, hey, you know, what you doing for your birthday? He said, I'm going to go pick up my kids. I'm going to spend my birthday with my kids. And immediately I was like, I don't ever, and I'm almost 50, I don't ever recall spending my father's birthday with my father. That was a weird concept. It was when he said it, it was like, oh, I was of two minds at once. It was like, oh, that's the dopest thing. Oh my God, that's so outside of my experience. Like hearing it evoked a feeling of discomfort in me because it was such a foreign concept. But at the same time, intellectually and emotionally, I understood that it was the dopest idea ever. So what I said was, go spend your birthday with your kids. I'll talk to you another time. Enjoy. Happy birthday. Because that's something that his kids are always going to have. On the opposite end, I never remember an experience of celebrating my dad's birthday with him. And my dad, like, my dad's still alive. I don't know if you could tell by the way that I talk about him, but yeah, that nigga's still here. Hey, sweetness. Jalil, what's going on, bro? Peace. You say great analogy, and I'm sorry, but you were super brave to speak up. Listen, the one thing, if I'm going to sit here and do a show about communication, there is no way that I can punk out and not communicate effectively about what's going on. I don't believe in that. And I also am urging people to consider your honesty barometer. And what I'm saying is push it. But when you push it, you don't check your intentions. Because like one of my Facebook friends one day, I think we were having a conversation that had to do with honesty and One of my Facebook friends, I forget who it was. So if you know who you are, I'm talking about you. Don't remember. I said honesty can be wielded. They said something about the way that you can wield honesty. Like it's a very loving act, but it can also be very brutal, is what they were saying. See, Shay, there's a lot of us who've never spent birthdays with our dads. To me, foreign concept evokes this feeling. But, Dad, I lost my train of thought. Shay, you got me real quick, because I completely lost my train of thought just that fast. At any rate, take this time. Oh, honestly, I think is where I was getting ready to go. Push that envelope with honesty. Temper it with as much love. That's where I was. And I was saying that honesty can be a loving thing, but it can also be a very brutal thing. And can I be honest? And yeah, I have to be and say I like that. That's because words are the perfect weapon. You know why words are the perfect weapon? Let me tell you why words are the perfect weapon. They're the perfect tool. Let me not say weapon. They're the perfect tool to build something or destroy something. Your choice. Truly. Just like I was saying earlier, arbitrary constructs, things that we have placed value on that in and of themselves have no value. Money. We place value on time. Time in and of itself doesn't have that type of value. Gender, you know, those types of things. We have to be careful what we ascribe meaning to, because that is what somebody can use against you. I was having a conversation earlier with a friend of mine. I think we were talking about the N-word. I'll say that so that people who don't like it can feel comfortable in this setting. We were talking about using the N-word, and in and of itself, of course, the word has no power. It only has the power that we give it, which is why people who it was used against took the word back, re-engineered it, repurposed it, and now use it for themselves in a much more loving and jovial way. We had to demystify it. Because of that, because we do that, anything somebody says to you will only have as much power as you give it. The conversations that you have with the people in your homes right now will have as much power as you give them. The actions that you take now, in this time of quiet, because this is when things grow. In the quiet and in the dark is when some of the most beautiful things, every tree and every person on this planet began in the dark. And I'm not talking about fucking when the lights is off. I'm talking about in the quiet and darkness of a womb. And that seed grew in the quiet and darkness of dirt. Some of the most powerful things. Thank you, Tisha. I get it naturally. Some of the most powerful things that happen in the world, in the universe, happen in silence and in darkness. So you can use that, because this is a time of, there seems like a big heavy cloud over all of us. So it is kind of dark for some of us. We kind of feel that way. And because it is a time of great silence, because we aren't out in the streets hustling and bustling, we aren't moving about as busily as we normally would be. This is that womb to grow a whole new life. This is that womb to grow a whole new relationship. This is that dirt to grow and fertilize that relationship that was withering. This is the life's blood to pump back into those kids who thought that their mom or dad did not care about them. This is that time to do all of that, because this is the time when you have time. There is nobody who does not have, even the people, the essential workers who are still working. You got a little bit more time in some of your days. If you're coming home, I'm not talking about the people who are working 12-hour shifts in the hospitals. I'm talking about people who go to a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 4 at places that are still essential. And we thank you. Don't get it twisted. We thank you. Tag an essential worker right now. We thank you. Because y'all are built for that. And we need to start looking at these things more and celebrating them as opposed to using them as things to separate each other. We need to start celebrating this a little bit more. Tony Baker, Antonia, what's going on? Kim Houston, Alquan, my man, what's going on? What's going on? Everybody who is tuning in now, please like and share the video. And if you have not done so already, please subscribe to my YouTube page. ImRealDvs on YouTube. As I was saying, we have to get focused now. This is the perfect time to do it. If there's a project that you want to do, now is the perfect time to do it. If your kids weren't on a schedule before, now is the perfect time to get them on the schedule. If you didn't have a schedule before, now is the perfect time to do that. Everybody's sitting home talking about my 600-pound life, gonna have to come and find me. If you can't find time in your day to exercise right about now, and anybody said you got to go to the gym because all of them are closed, you can't go to all of the parks because most of those are closed. Now you will learn to use the things that are right there that are free. Walk around the block, do push-ups on the floor, get a jump rope, get some cans out the kitchen and put them in a pillowcase and lift them. Get them gallon jugs because everybody's hoarding water. So get your water jugs. And I need to do it myself. I'm actually talking about this because this is something that somebody said to me, like they want to come. Y'all can't see it, but I'm actually sitting on my workout bench right now. Like, yeah, it's the whole thing. But I don't come in here because I have back issues. So I need to be mindful of that right now. But I really, really want to. Just can't right now, but I still do walk every chance that I get. So we have to do those things because I don't want all my friends to come back to the club with clogged arteries. I don't want everybody to come back wheezing and out of breath. I still want to see everybody hitting them pops, dips, spins, twists, splits, everything. I still want to see all that. We still owe that to ourselves to be able to do that when we are able to come back out to have fun. We owe that to ourselves, not to anybody else but ourselves, because that is our joy. So if you have not, and for those of you who are here, who are just getting here, because I'm not going to continue much longer, but I am going to read these one more time for the people who are watching right now and who might not have heard these two pieces. Now, again, my friend on Facebook, Paula Slade, posted these. And I thought, when I read the first one, I had seen it prior to her posting it, and I thought it was dope, but I really didn't read it as well as I should have. And so when I saw it on her page, I went back through and I was like, yo, this is dope. So I copied it out so I could read it to you guys for tonight's show. And because I'm a meme miner, meaning I go on other people's pages and steal their memes to put in my groups. Don't judge me. I found this other meme on her page. Thank you. I found this other meme on her page. Wang, my brother, Don Juan Phillips. What's going on, people? I found this other meme by Sonia Renee Taylor, and I'm going to read both of them to you before I get out of here. So we're going to go with the first one. This is the first one that I found. And this is what made me really start to put together the concept for tonight's show. The title of which isn't on the caption, unfortunately, because as I was trying to go live, every time I tried to do it with tagging people, it wouldn't let me for some reason. I guess there's a lot of people on tonight, so it's glitching. But I was able to go on, so I was like, just go hit the live button and go, as opposed to doing the setup or whatever. But we'll work that out. So here it is. And if anybody knows whose work this is, I like them to have credit, because I don't like to steal other people's work. But it says, picture this. It's late, the year 2020. Our houses are clean and organized. We're more connected in our relationships than ever before because all we've been able to do is communicate. We've been forced to focus on self-care, and so we're thriving. We've come out of our houses. The world reopens, and we are kinder, more loving, more grateful, more understanding, and more appreciative of the beauty of life and human connection than ever before. And together we rebuild the world intentionally and sustainably. I don't know if that keeps anybody else up. Like, what type of world are you handing over to your children and grandchildren? Hey, Deborah. Especially about fixing and building relationships with our children that we couldn't find time. Thank you. I hope if you know somebody who has children and maybe they don't know how to start the conversation with their parents, even if they're older, tag them in this video and give them a jump off point to begin this conversation, because again, this isn't a situation that's going to last forever. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not predicting, but the one thing that you can count on in the entire universe is change. So if you go on Paula Slade's page, if you guys are friends, if not, send me an inbox and I'll send it to you, Shay. So we should try to use this time wisely. So Jada said, honesty is the best policy. Honesty is true. The honesty does set you free. I was told by a good friend of mine, your honesty will get you in a lot of trouble. I understand now. Honesty needs to be accompanied with communication. I was also told by my late, great, dear Queen Mother, as long as you are honest, there is nothing no one can use against you, because whatever it is or was, you have already conquered it. I choose honesty. The truth will set you free. The truth is never far behind. Madonna. Yo, let me tell you something. When I was in the 5th grade, one of the first, playground fights I had, the vice principal rather, called us into the office and he said, now I want you both to write down what happened. My mother raised one of the most, when it comes to, and I'm not saying that I don't lie. What I'm saying is, when it comes to telling the truth, I can wield this truth like a surgeon wields a scalpel. Like, I like words and all of that stuff. And you ask me for something and it's wordy, I'm going to give it to you. So even in the 5th grade, I wrote down every single thing that happened. And I remember Mr. Wilson, 5th grade vice principal for the 5th grade. And he pulled me aside after everything was taken care of. He said, maybe all the time, it's not good to tell everything. I didn't know what he meant as a 5th grader. I didn't know what he meant. I understand, obviously, as an adult now, you have to watch what you're about to say, because you could get yourself in even more trouble than, you intend. At that time, all I was intent on, I just wanted to tell the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. You asked me for the truth. This is what happened. I take and that's kind of how I am. That's still how I am today. I'm going to tell you exactly what God did. I'm going to tell you exactly how God did it. See me. Ask me about me. So let me get to this other one. I'm sorry, I tangented a little bit. Stop doing that. So this other one, you get so many hugs and kisses that I've never felt loved by your 17-year-old. She kind of like, yeah, right? That's what'll happen. You get an appreciation when you got to be there with somebody the whole time. Like, either you're going to love them or hate them. And for those of you who are stuck with people that you don't like, look, there are hours you can leave the house. Leave. Don't get into domestic violence situations. You do not want to be in jail when all of this is over. You do not want to be having to go to court when all this is over. It really isn't worth it. Just keep your hands to yourself. Go out somewhere. There's shelter somewhere else in place with somebody. Go over somebody's house and fall asleep on the couch. Like, I can't leave after 8 o'clock. I don't want to get arrested or find anything. You can pull that with 2 people before they catch on and they start calling the rest of your friends. So that's free game. The next meme was by Sonia Renee Taylor. Sonia Renee Taylor. We will not go back to normal. Normal never was. Our pre-corona existence was not normal, other than we normalized greed, inequity, exhaustion, depletion, extraction, disconnection, confusion, rage, hoarding, hate, and lack. We should not long to return, my friends. We are being given the opportunity to stitch a new garment, one that fits all of humanity and nature. Thank you, Sonia Renee Taylor, so very much for those words, because I really hope that's what everybody is aiming toward. I hope those are the thoughts on everybody's hearts and minds while they're at home, so that when we get back out into society, we can be nicer and treat the world better and stuff, you know? That would be nice. She even learned to braid my hair. I am proudly rocking your new kinky too. All right. I need a picture of that. You can inbox me that, Antonia. Yeah, if you want to show everybody, or you could post it and tag me, I'll take that. So with that, I am about to get out of here. I thank you guys so much. Again, I will repost this video. Now look, I'm trying to get somewhere in my life. I know I'm almost 50, but I think I can still get there. There are 6-year-old millionaires on YouTube. In 6 years, I still won't even be 55. So I would have a ball if y'all could help me. So I'm going to post this video again, but I'm going to post it from YouTube. And I just need, you don't got to watch the whole video. You don't have to watch the whole video. Give me 10 seconds of your time on YouTube, and let's go somewhere else. Okay? Can y'all do that with me? I think you can. So, and also for those of you who are also friends with me on my page with my government name, I chose you guys as my friends on that page because you guys are the people who support me the most, and I'm hoping you'll do so by sharing this video. So please, if there is anybody who you know who is sheltering in place, could use this information to start conversations with their kids, with their significant other, with anyone in their house, to just begin to think about what they're going to do after all this is over, please tag them in this video. Make sure that when I repost it from YouTube, that you go and just give me the view, give me the like, and I will be back. Okay? I thank you all so very much. Deborah Reynolds, what's going on? Yvonne Wilkins, Sajada Gordon, you are more than welcome, beloved. Deborah Reynolds says, thank you, and I am going to follow you. You have really made me feel better about my honesty. Deborah Reynolds, if we are not telling each other the truth, we are not giving each other the best of ourselves. Like Anita Baker said, and I was listening to her driving down the turnpike earlier, giving you the best that I've got, my honesty, baby. Let's go for this ride. Because my thing is this. Once I know the truth, I can work with that. I can't work from the lie. Working from the lie is like starting to build a house from the second floor. Where are you going with that? So again, with that, I'm about to get out of here. I thank you guys for watching. Now, I do want to send a shout out to my man, Rob Siv, who's probably on the road and watching. He's a truck driver. He's one of those essential people that I was talking about. My wife, Carolyn Duval, same, who is probably at work right now. To all of my friends who are nurses, CNAs, who work in stores, who work in trucking, who work in shipping, who work in hospitals and medical centers and dentist office and any place that is still open because we need you, we thank you. We thank you so much. You risk your lives and your family to help us and to keep us going. And that is not unnoticed by everybody. I know that everybody is not grateful when they come in the store. I know that everybody is not patient with you when they come in the store or wherever you work, in the hospital or wherever. Everybody is sick and scared, and people want to be seen immediately so that they can get home. I understand. And y'all still come in. And if you don't hear anybody else say thank you, DVS says thank you. I really, every time I walk into a store to get something, I am so grateful that that store is open, because I am not Rockefeller. I can't go and stock my entire house for the year. And, just, I'm just sit home all the time. That's not my reality. But, I do what I can when I can and bring myself back in the house so I can keep myself safe and everybody else safe. Oh, Tasha GK, it is my pleasure. Tracy, cousin Tracy, hey. So again, thank you guys again. Please watch the videos on YouTube. You can go back. All my videos that I have posted on YouTube are there. And if you like them, let me know. If you don't, let me know in the comment section. or you can email me, ImRealDvs@gmail.com. I'm also on Instagram, ImRealDvs I'm at ImRealDvs, on Instagram, and on Twitter, ImRealDvs. I try to keep it across the board, you know. If it works, it works, and I think it works. So we're gonna take it from there. Thank you, Shanae. Thank you so much. Please, again, just share the videos. Everybody share the videos, like the videos, comment on the videos if you want to. And we're gonna go somewhere else, because this is that time in our lives that we can do so. And I'm want to go with y'all. How about that? Okay. So as you walk through this life, please be careful. But if you should happen to trip and fall, remember, the harder you fall, the higher you bounce. Remember that when you tripping. Just this last comment I am going to take out of here. Deborah Riddle says, people can't deal with me because I don't condone bullcrap, and I'm very honest and open with it and accept the truth. So they distance themselves from me and they call me a bully. I'm not honest and truthful woman that speaks my mind. The only thing I would say, and I do not know you, Deborah Reynolds, make sure, and this is what we were talking about earlier, is make sure that you temper it with love. It's something that I'm learning still, because I am like you. I'll just say it, whatever it is. It's the truth. What you mad about? What you mad about? It's the truth. You can't, to me, in my head, you can't be mad at the truth. It's true. That's how I think. But I got to take other people's feelings into consideration sometimes. And I should always be coming from a place of respect and kindness when I'm speaking. So I try to keep those two things in mind, but you still gonna get the truth. How about that? So once again, ImRealDvs. It's the show ImRealDvs. I thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you. Maria Naja Richardson. Hey girl, Daryl Council, peace. Thank y'all for coming in. I thank you guys for watching. I love you. I will see you next Tuesday right here. And I'm thinking of changing my show time. I like doing this better a little later at night, because like 7-ish, people still, you know, they eating dinner, they coming in from work. Those of you who are working, you got kids and kids still got their homework. So I'm thinking of changing it to a little bit later, somewhere between the 10 o'clock hour and the 11 o'clock hours, just because I'm calmer, my day is finished, I can decompress, I can think, I can focus, like I feel better. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have to take a whole hour to say what it is I have to say. I'm a whole lot more focused about doing it. So I thank you all for watching. Once again, y'all be safe out there. Make sure you wear masks everywhere you go. If you have gloves, please wear them. And please make sure you don't keep using the same gloves over and over again. That is like using the same condom with different people. So I'm about to get out of here. I'm DVS. I'm ImRealDvs. And you are the greatest people on earth, because you are my friends, and I'm about to get out of here. So